Hello, and welcome to today's second grade episode of Math Matters. I'm Miss Beckett, and today we are going to learn how to draw a line of symmetry in a figure and identify and create figures with at least one line of symmetry. As you follow along today, think about how you are able to determine a line of symmetry that results in two figures having the same size and shape, how you're able to identify and create figures with at least one line of symmetry, and also how you can draw a line of symmetry in a figure. We will have an opportunity for you to reflect on your learning at the end of today's lesson. Also, as you are working today, you will have an opportunity to practice your portrait of a graduate communicator skills by listening and asking questions and working to make connections with what you read and hear throughout the lesson. For today's lesson, you will need a piece of paper and a pencil. Later in the lesson, you might want to use a string, or even you could use your shoelace as a string. We will pause here to give you a minute to find a piece of paper and a pencil. Let's get started with today's lesson. On the screen, you will see a cookie. You want to share this cookie with your friend. Each of you has to have exactly the same amount of cookie. How could you share this cookie equally? I want to hear from you. How did you choose to share the cookie equally? Maybe you chose to share the cookie equally like this. Does this line give you and your friend the same amount of cookie? Yes, it does. Is there another way to share this cookie? Maybe you drew a line like this to share the cookie equally. Does this line give you and your friend the same amount of cookie? You got it, it does. I wonder, is there another way we could share the cookie equally? We can even make a diagonal line like this to share the cookie equally. Can there be more than one way to share this cookie equally? Yeah, we just found 3 ways to share the cookie equally. Maybe you found even more ways. The lines you just formed are called lines of symmetry. Let's look and see what a line of symmetry means. A line of symmetry is a line drawn on a shape or object where the shape or object are the same on both sides. If you look at the letter A on the screen, the line of symmetry down the middle splits it in half so that this side is the same size and shape as this side. Lines of symmetry can go many different ways. For example, let's look at the cookies that we just looked at. Sometimes the line of symmetry will be vertical or straight up and down, like you can see here. Sometimes the line of symmetry will be horizontal. And sometimes we might even have lines of symmetry that are diagonal. Let's practice creating lines of symmetry. Take your piece of paper and fold it in half. Can you find another way to fold it in half? Maybe you folded your paper like this, horizontal. Or maybe you folded your paper in half like this, vertical. These lines you just folded are called lines of symmetry. Your fold splits the shape into two equal parts that are the same shape and the same size. Now that we know that a line of symmetry splits the shape in half to make both sides the same shape and same size, we're going to look at these shapes. Why aren't these examples of lines of symmetry? That's right. When you fold the shape in half on the dotted line, one side is not the same shape and size as the other side. Now we're going to look at some shapes. Some shapes have more than one line of symmetry. I'm going to challenge you to see if you can find what lines of symmetry are in these shapes. We're going to start with this orange square. What lines of symmetry can you find in these shapes? Let's look and see the lines of symmetry in the square. Here's one line of symmetry. Here's another line of symmetry. Here's another line of symmetry. And one more line of symmetry. Wow, the square has 4 lines of symmetry. Let's look at the pink rectangle. What lines of symmetry can you find? Here's one line of symmetry, and here's another line of symmetry. The rectangle has 2 lines of symmetry. Now let's look at the blue hexagon. What lines of symmetry can you find? Maybe you found this line of symmetry in the blue hexagon. And here's another line of symmetry in the blue hexagon. And this diagonal line of symmetry. Here's another line of symmetry. And another line of symmetry. Maybe you found this line of symmetry. Look at that! 6 lines of symmetry in the blue hexagon. Did you know that we are surrounded by items in our everyday lives that have symmetry? Where do you see symmetry in these pictures? Maybe you found lines of symmetry like these. As you can see, symmetry is everywhere, even in things we see every day. Next, we're going to go on a hunt for symmetry and look for things that are symmetrical in your lives. You might want to bring your string or shoelace to try out some lines of symmetry when it's your turn to go on your hunt.
Hey everyone, Miss Becky here. Today we're going to go on a symmetry hunt. You might be in your living room like me right now, so let's start here. Come with me. This coffee table looks symmetrical. If I were to split it in half, it would be the same on both sides. Let's keep going. This bench looks symmetrical. If I were to cut it down the middle, it would be the same on the left side and the right side. What about in my kitchen? Oh, what about this frying pan? I'm not sure it's symmetrical, so I'm going to measure with this string. Looks like it's the same if I put this line of symmetry down the middle on both sides. Wow, guess it's symmetrical. Let's go outside. I bet we can find some symmetry out here. What about this chair? If I were to cut it down the middle vertically, it would be the same on both sides. Now it's your turn. Look around your house and see what symmetry can you find.
Now it's your turn to go on a symmetry hunt. What can you find in your house that has symmetry? Don't go too far because we will come back together in just 3 minutes. You can explore more symmetry in your house a little later. Right now, stay close by. Maybe even stay in the room you're in now so you can listen for me talking to know when to come back. Ready? 3 minutes to look for symmetry. Go ahead. 1 minute left in your symmetry hunt. Okay, come on back from your symmetry hunt. I bet you found so many awesome things that have symmetry. We will get to explore even more in tomorrow's lesson. If you want to keep going on a symmetry hunt, you can right after we're done. You worked really hard today. In today's episode of Math Matters, we worked on drawing and identifying lines of symmetry. How did you do today working towards our learning goals? Reflect on how you did working towards these goals today. Give a thumbs up if you feel like you got it, a thumb in the middle if you're still practicing, or a thumb down if you need help from a teacher or someone at home. I am learning to draw a line of symmetry in a figure. I am learning to identify and create figures with at least one line of symmetry. Mathematicians can communicate their ideas in many ways. Take a moment to think about yourself as a mathematician and communicator. Did you listen and ask questions? Did you make connections to what you read or heard? Thank you for joining me for today's second grade episode of Math Matters. I'm Miss Beckett and can't wait to do math again with you tomorrow. Have a great day and keep on searching for symmetry all around you.